path that lead to the MOTB. Because that's the next major prophecy here is the MOTB. Just before the destruction of
Oh, who that?
yeah.
Yes, on me. Sounds like bird chirping. What's going on there? Kept that.
Hold on a second. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
It
Birds
sounds
are
okay
chirping.
now. Sounds
Mm-hmm.
okay now.
Okay, no? Birds are chirping.
But
Yeah, it's still chirping.
Still
is it?
chirping.
Yeah, it's in here.
Do you hear now?
Gone. It's
No,
gone. For
beautiful.
me.
Okay. Ashar, I think it's you.
Oh, coming back.
Ashar, I think it's you. So I just muted you and it went away, and I unmute you. It's coming back. So I don't know if when you have something to say, just unmute yourself. But anyways, yeah. So MOTB is the last major prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
That's that great hour of testing, where we will all be tested to see who's who and what's what. In terms of the elect, true prophets, and the false prophets. So I got a couple articles here. I got 2 articles in the video. Let's just dive in. Let me share my screen real quick. Okay. Beautiful. So I got this article here going into the economy crashing. Now, a lot of these technocrats and billionaires have been dumping their stocks in the last couple months and basically sharing all their stocks in major companies and corporations. As you see here, it says preparing for a crash, ? And this is from endtimesheadlines.org. And it says Warren Buffett has been selling off hundreds of millions of shares in 2024. So I'm going to read a bit around in this article, and then brother, stop me if you got precepts, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But it says here Warren Buffett did not become a billionaire by being stupid. According to the Forbes, Buffett is worth more than $144 billion, which is a pathetic number, of course. And that makes him one of the wealthiest men in the entire world. I mean, really, truly, these guys are like basket cases to or welfare cases to the bankers, the top elites. He made his money in the stock market, and so why is he now pulling money out of the stock market at a feverish pace? Does he anticipate that a crash is coming? Earlier this year, Buffett shocked the investing community when his company sold off half of Apple's share that it would be holding. In the first quarter of 2024, Berkshire Hathaway sold over 100 million Apple shares, and in the second quarter, they sold additional 390 million shares. More recently, Berkshire Hathaway has been selling off Bank of America shares, and that should be an alarm to people in America, of course, because that's a major bank, right? So when these banks lose their what's it called? What do you call them? Their lenders, so to speak. How do you think they're gonna? What do you think that means for that bank? Okay, that bank is going to end up. All you're going to see is end up seeing a bunch of close signs on all these major banks, and even especially these small time banks. Okay, now I'm going to continue on, skip down a bit, just get the meat off of this. So it says here, right now, investors are concerned that the economy may be slowing. And those concerns were bolstered by Friday's employment report. As Zero Hedge has noted, that report told us that the U.S. lost a whopping 438,000 full-time jobs last month. So people are out of work. 438,000 full-time jobs lost last month. Starting at the top, while the number of employed workers did rise by 168,000. Looking closer at the composition of this increase is disastrous. That's because it consisted of an increase of 527,000 part-time jobs, offset by a 438,000 plunge in full-time jobs. Okay, so you got to think about that. More people are receiving part-time jobs than full-time jobs while the cost of living is going up. Okay, it says this means that since last June, the U.S. has added just over 2 million part-time jobs and lost over 1.5 million full-time jobs. If you want a low-paying part-time job, it is fairly easy to find one, but good paying jobs have been rapidly disappearing. The president of a firm that finds positions for white-collar workers says that the market is in bad shape at this moment. Economists largely agree that the labor market is cooling, but one recruiting industry veteran says that is a significant understatement. So it's way worse than what they're telling us, of course.
Precept for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 4.
Mhm.
And I just wanted to bring this out because you mentioned how people are now taking up part-time work instead of full-time work. So you know what that means. If you get part-time work, that means you get part-time pay.
Exactly.
So it's not going to measure up. And I'll say this has been going on for about 20 to 15 years now. Well, really 15 years. You've been seeing this shift where people have been getting part-time work, and now it's to the point where you have a lot of older people who are up in age, as I say in their 40s and their 50s. They're doing work at McDonald's. Before, that used to be a job for the youth, like kids who were in high school or in college. They would do that just to have some money in their pocket. Now it's become a job for these people, and that's not good. Well, that shows you this place is circling down the drain.
That's right.
Real quick here, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 4. I'm going to read the KJV and the NLT as well.
Mhm.
So it says, "And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and ye shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low."
Mm-hmm.
Now let me read the NLT. "Remember him before the door to life's opportunities is closed, and the sound of work fades. Now rise at the first chirping of the birds, but then all their sounds will grow faint."
Wow.
Beautiful, and that's heavy. So yes, there's no more work, and also going into the daughters of music is that music is at an all-time low right now. It's not as good as it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Now, just real quick, going back into the 70s, there was a point where a lot of people growing up in the 70s, 80s, they were able to just quit a job and then get a job the same very day that they quit. That's no longer the case. If you quit a job now, you might go years without having a job or a full-time job. You'd have to go on EI, which is employment insurance, and that can only take you so long, right?
Right.
So that's where we're at now. It's hard to find work, and that's why everybody's taking up or going into the gig economy, which is doing
Right.
Lyft, Uber
Mm-hmm.
Eats, skip the dishes, all those things.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all I got.
Con. Yeah.
I had a couple of precepts when you're ready. I should have mentioned it in regards to Salaki, brother, real quick. Spoke about this character that's pulling his money out.
Warren Buffett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Con. Bring it up.
If you could go to Job 27 and 15, and then a backup 2 and 6, right? Because simply put, man, that's what this guy is all about. He has heaped up the silver, right? Which what we know that the fatness of the dew of heaven, along with the sword, okay. And now he's going to reap the reward that comes with that. Okay, which is really he's been putting together what you call it a debt, which is just dust and clay, right? So this was also we had this rehearsed in history but it was more pointing to prophecy when you go to the book of Zechariah as well, 9 and 3. All right, but get those two first, Babakasha, and it's
Yeah, Khan. So this is Job 27 and 16. It says, though he heap in the King James Version,
Mhm.
though he heap up silver and dust and prepare raiment as the clay,
Mhm.
he may prepare it, but the just shall put it on, and the innocent shall divide the silver.
That's right. Esau, we know the precept for you younger folks at home. Esau is the end of the world. His system is circling the drains as we're watching right now. That's all this is with this character. Okay, and the rest of these elites, man, and they're disappearing fast. They're going on the ground and making these bold statements. But yes, it's prophecy. Okay. Anyway, back to 2 and 6.
Yeah, because a lot of these guys, these technocrats, or these billionaires and multimillionaires, they know, they can see in these economists, these high level economists, they can see that America is circling the drain and this economy is about to crash. And basically, they're selling all their stocks, buying gold and silver, mainly gold, because they're basically going to reestablish that in this NWO, the New World Order, right? So that they can stay wealthy and stay rich.
Mm-hmm.
But the joke is on them, because all their riches, all the gold and silver and the resources that they've heaped up for themselves is really going to be transferred, as the scriptures say, riches is translated, right, from kingdom to kingdom. So it's all those riches and resources are going to be translated into the kingdom of heaven, which is Yahweh Shai's kingdom, and by default, the kingdom of Israel. So you want me to go to Habakkuk, right?
Yeah, Baba Kasha, can you go to start at verse 4 to 6 on the point? Just tie it in there real quick, and that's it.
So Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4, and it reads, behold, his soul, which is lifted up is not upright in him. But the just shall live by his faith.
Mm-hmm.
Yea, also, because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increases that which is not his, how long, and to him that ladeth himself with thick clay.
Right. Simply put, right? So his system, Esau's system, is finished. That's the prophecy, right? We're watching it going down, circling the drains. So yes, all that stuff that these men heap up, they're telling you that they're in a crisis based on their wickedness, like the scripture says, and simply put, they're desperately looking for a balm for this problem, and they believe that they have this thing called this reset that you've been hearing about. Okay, but the scripture says otherwise. Yes, they're going to eat for a little bit and then vomit it all out, man. Right, when they're getting rained upon. But anyway, that's all I got on that in regards to their crises. Right, it's thick clay, and that word, you can go. For you folks at home, you could go into this word play, right, and you'll see that you look at it in Hebrew, and also you can look at it in regards to what it simply represents, which is debt, D-E-B-T.
God. So going back here to this article, it says here, lots of good precepts on the comment board, but we're going to save those for the next video, or this video that I'm bringing up after this article here. But it says here, earlier today, I came across an article about a man with an MBA, which is a master's in business administration. So a master's degree, right? They tell you to go to school, get a degree and all that stuff. It says that has been unable to find work, even though he has applied for more than 1,500 jobs.
Wow.
That's serious. It says Marcella Quinos 48 used to have few problems getting jobs in the 1990s without a high school diploma. Now, after what he estimates to be over 1,500 job applications since the early 2010s, he can't land any stable job in his field, even with a master's business administration. A master's in business administration. You know, so hey man, this place is done. All right, it's crumbling. There's nothing really anybody can do. The only way you can get any sort of riches in this society, which has always been that way, but is now being secluded to this only way, is through wickedness. You have to sacrifice yourself, sacrifice someone you love or care about, or bend over backwards just to get, you know, riches that really fade away. Okay.
If I may add,
yeah.
Also, a lot of these people, automation is coming for your jobs. Robots, you know.
Yeah.
So the populace, the civilians will be even deemed more useless eaters.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and all this stuff that's happening with the job force, labor force, is another way of vexing the people, putting them in a situation full of vexation. Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, because as the cost of living goes up, right, and it's getting harder and harder to find jobs, people are just going to resort to more violence and chaos, violence to get what they want. And that's just going to feed into the frenzy of what? Civil unrest and civil war. So all this is orchestrated by the top wicked elites. So going on here, finishing up in this article, it says, for many Americans, low and paying part-time jobs just won't suffice because the cost of living just continues to go up. In a lot of those households, at least one adult is actually working, but in many cases, there's simply not enough money coming in to even cover the basics. At this point, working Americans have so little discretionary income to spare that even dollar stores are really struggling. The dollar store, that's where you get everything for like 90 cents, $1.50. You know, Dollar Tree stocks plunged to a 9-year low early this week after the chain delivered a disappointing early reports. Earlier this year, yeah. Go ahead. Someone's going to say something?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard somebody say something. Earlier this year, the company announced it would close 600 Family Dollar stores in 2024 after it struggled to integrate the chain into its business. So a lot of businesses are shutting down. A lot of households are not able to come up with the basics, even though one or two people are working. Most households only have one person working. So all of this is just going to get, it's going to vex people into being more violent and taking action upon themselves, and what as civil unrest and anarchy. You know,
just a quick comment. Just a real quick comment first, because even right now, if you like Toronto, the average family in downtown Toronto, it's very hard for you to go out and have a good time. You know, just you alone getting dinner with your family. Let's just say if you have a family of 4, you have a wife and 2 kids. Dinner alone is expensive, and on top of that, you got to go to the Jays game or to the Raptors game. That's going to easily cost you $400 and up, and it's not even for good tickets you're getting; it's for nosebleed seats. So to have a good time, you need to spend a lot of money, and now people can't even do that. So now it's either you go out and have a good time, or you starve, or you don't have a roof over your head. So that's what we're choosing over here.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's a good point, because these people have been witchcraft and sorcerized, okay, if that's even a word, but they've been sorcerized to love the pleasures of this life. So when they can't partake in those pleasures, remember CVID was a foreshadowing of that. People were bugging out just because they couldn't go to their favorite restaurant. Now these restaurants are open, but you don't have enough money to go and enjoy yourself.
Right.
You see, so this devil is getting you on all angles, vexating your mind so that you can become, you can get into that beast mode, which is eat them backwards. Okay. And just start going crazy.
Yeah, he never lets a good crisis go to waste.
Hey,
Exactly.
brothers, just a quick comment. You should just watch what took place a couple days ago with Justin Trudeau and the steel worker.
Okay. Oh, I
That
seen
came up.
that.
You seen it?
Yeah, I
It's a
seen that.
good little clip. Brothers should go
Yeah.
watch it. It
Yeah.
shows you what's going on over here in Canada and how the standard of living is going up.
Yeah.
In the clip, it was about 1 minute and 44 seconds long. It was a steel worker complaining to Justin Trudeau because Justin Trudeau was saying, you should vote and we're going to bring benefits for you. But then the
Right.
steel worker was like, I have healthcare issues. He's
Right.
behind his payments. This is a steel worker. Do you know how much
Right.
steel workers get paid? They get paid over $30 an hour. So this
Con.
guy has a very good job, right?
Con.
But the benefits that he has is not working. So now we're beginning to see the inconveniences of democracy and capitalism. And the guy, he also said that, I don't believe anything that's coming out of your mouth. And by
Con.
probably next year, you won't even be here to solve any problems. So what's the point of voting for you?
Mm.
What's the point? So a lot of these people, they're not buying into their leaders. And that's what the
Right.
scripture says. Anarchy,
That's right.
sedition.
That's
Mhm.
right. That's right, man. That's right.
Yeah, and you said,
Yeah, go
did you
ahead.
get some donuts?
Yeah. Con. That's the
Mm.
devil for you, man.
0. Did you get the 0?
Shama, you have something you wanted to add?
Yeah, I wanted to bring out a precept.
Yeah, go ahead.
Isaiah 24.
Mhm.
I'll start from 8, the points in 11.
Con.
And it reads, the mirth of tabrets ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the harp ceaseth.
Wow.
Right. So people are in a lowly spirit,
Mhm.
music, music is a thing where it can uplift your spirit, if you're hearing it. All that's not working for people. People are just in a vibration of despair.
Right. Right.
They
Yeah.
shall not drink wine with the song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. Right.
Right.
Some people drink their sorrows away.
True.
Some people now it's looking like people just get plastered, get drunk, and they're still vexed. They're drunk
Yeah.
and they're bitter. They're belligerent. They're angry.
Yeah.
Right. They pass out. They wake up. They got a hangover. They're still pissed off. Nothing's changed.
Right. Yeah, and you know what as well, because the Most High is also open up the floodgates of these demons. Like more demons are being let loose every single day on the left-hand side.
Mhm.
And alcohol is called spirits for a reason. So
Yeah,
these
man.
people are drinking themselves away,
Mhm.
and all that's happening is you're waking up with even 10 times more the demons you had before you started drinking, because more demons are on the loose. That's why there's more violence.
Mhm.
Make more chaos, more broad day break-ins and entries, broad daylight. Women are getting raped in broad daylight.
Yeah.
Con.
Verse 10. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. There is crying for wine in the streets. Right? People want answers. People are asking what's going on. Just like what the brother was saying about Trudeau with the iron worker.
Yeah.
People are like, what's going on? How's this going to better my family? How can my family eat? We're suffering.
Right.
We can't make ends meet.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got to make a choice between my light bill and my grocery bill.
Yeah.
All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. Right. And everyone, it's a sorrowful vibration out here, man.
Mhm.
And it's only the elect, Lord willing, we're of that number, that are navigating through these things. And we're like Barakatha Yahweh Bashem Yahshai,
Right.
speed it up. But
Yeah.
people out here, the opinions, the masses, they have no idea what's going on, and it's deep sorrow for them, man.
Right. All these people are now just sobering up from the wine that they've been drinking from Babylon's wine, man.
Yep.
You were drunk off that wine and basically gave into the system and everything like so. Where the hopeful elect, we've been drinking off of those living waters.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So now people are stressing out because they have to go without or with less than they are used to. It's not even like they're dead broke. I mean, the homeless situation is going through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, especially in Canada, it's going through the roof. But a lot of these people that are complaining, they still got a roof over their head.
Mm-hmm.
They still got a bed to sleep in. But it's just that they were so used to the abundance,
Mm-hmm.
right? That mirth lifestyle that they were drunk off of, which is the Babylonian wine, and now that's ceasing.
Mm-hmm.
That was it on that?
Yeah, that's it on that.
Okay. Ashar, go ahead.
Yeah, because we're going into the MOTB and we see it coming, and it's a vision that we have. But the vision that the two-third have is that this place is gonna better itself with these new kings. This is the book of Proverbs 29 and 18 is the point
Mm-hmm.
where there is no vision, the people perish.
Mm-hmm.
But he that keepeth the law, happy he is he. So we happy that these things are happening because it will fulfill prophecy,
Mm-hmm.
right? Two-thirds of our people, their vision is different. They don't see what we see.
Right. Right. And even these people in the world, man, it says, because the vision also likens to, having answers to what's going on.
Mhm.
And these people don't see, they don't have an answer, they're not given answers. But what's slowly creeping as an answer is like what you said, Ashar, is the MOTB, that New World Order system. Right. But a lot of people are vexed because you have all these foreign people coming into the country, getting all these benefits over them. And they're like, well, what's going on? Why this? Why that? Who's doing this? Who's doing that? So they don't got a vision, like you said. They can't see because they're in that. It's called what's the scriptures call it? Gross darkness.
Mhm.
You
got a precept for you?
Khan, go ahead, Op.
It's Ecclesiastes chapter 9, 4 to 5, and we're just highlighting the Edomite Warren Buffett about how rich he is, right? So he's basically under the banner of being a powerful man. He's known to be one of the richest family. So he's likened him to a lion, right? Very strong. So Ecclesiastes 9 and 4, can read?
Khan. So Ecclesiastes 9 and 4 says, "For to him that is joined to all the living there is hope. For a living dog is better than a dead lion."
That's right. So we're the seen to be the lowly, treated like dogs, right? But those people outside this arena are basically dead.
Yeah.
So it seems like we're in dire straits. But the Bible says, we're better off being a live dog than dead lion.
Mm-hmm.
You see,
right.
so all the riches that he's amassed, right, is going to be no good, because I think the brother Priest was saying basically everything that he has is going to be given to
Translated, yeah.
translated, right? Keep reading.
Yep. And also, I want to add a quick point, man. A living dog, right? Most people have dogs in the house, and when someone tries to break in, what does the dog do? It barks.
Fun.
So that also likened to the prophets, right?
Right.
Sounding the warning. So verse 5, it says, "For the living know that they shall die, but the dead know not anything, neither have they any more a reward."
That's right. So it says that the living, right, know that they shall die. But guess what? See, this Bible is full of secret and hidden mysteries, right? Because in the First Corinthians chapter 15 and 51, don't go there. It says, "Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall be changed." Okay, so this is a secret within a secret. See, they're a part of a secret society, and again, we're the society with the secrets, right? So even though it says the living may die, we also know that it's we don't have to succumb to that faith, right? Because some people are predestined of the elect to not see death this time around. All right. So we just gonna be faithful to Yahweh Shai, okay, and not worry and put our trust in Egypt or Assyria or modern day Babylon.
Right.
Sure.
All right. So we're not phased with the falling down. We welcome it.
Yeah.
Right. We're not here to make football teams, right? You know, have great communities.
Mhm.
You want us to over yesterday.
Yeah,
You know,
that's right.
that's
right.
it on that, brother.
Con, I'll just finish it up. It says, "For the memory of them is forgotten."
That's right. Right.
Con. So I'll finish up this article, and then we'll get into the gold and silver aspect, which will lead to the Civil War. Because as you see, all these technocrats and billionaires and millionaires are, even Putin. There's a bunch of articles where Putin says America is on the brink of civil war, and all these nations know America is plundering. And everybody is looking at the answer as gold and silver, gold and silver, gold and silver. So we'll get into that. I'll finish this up. It says, "This is where we are now. This is where we're at now. And since our leaders simply refuse to stop wildly spending money, it is inevitable that the cost of living will just continue to go up. Our standards of living is being absolutely eviscerated, and it is because of decisions that have been made by those in position of power." And that's why this show, what's it called? What's it called when they have 1 year? They have 1 day of the year of Purge. Oh, Purge. The Purge. You know, when you go into the show, The Purge it was always the politicians and these leaders and these CEOs, that were targeted first because these people are pissed off at them. You know, and it goes on to say, our leaders have made different decisions. We could have gotten different results. If our leaders had made different decisions, we would have gotten different results. But now, tens of millions of U.S. households are deeply hurting, and much more pain is on the horizon. That's right. Warren Buffett is clearly concerned about the short-term future. So now I got this video here, and going into, it says here, American elites now prepare for civil war. And I mean, this is just clickbait, but he says 79 days. But you know, that's clickbait. People will, in 79 days it's going to be civil war. Well, we'll see, man. We're measuring the times by prophecy. So let me just put this at. Okay.
What's up, guys? John here. Former President Donald Trump's trial has just been delayed until November 26th, 2 days after Thanksgiving.
Judge Juan Merchan has ruled on Trump's request to delay the sentencing.
Judge Juan Merchan is postponing the former president's sentencing until November 26th.
Now, when you look at what's unfolding right now in the world, inside the economy, and you look at what these billionaires are warning and what they're doing, it's quite concerning. Could we see a scenario, possibly, like Ray Dalio has referred to over the last several years? He's issued statements since 2022 about a civil war, saying it's very likely. Even a movie that recently came out about it.
Let me know if you want to try anything on.
Are you guys aware there's like a pretty huge civil war going on all across America?
And then he issued a statement again, just a few months ago, in May, saying that it's more than a 30% chance of a civil war.
Billionaire investor Ray Dalio believes that there's more than a 1 in 3 chance of a...
And it's 100% chance. That's what the scripture says is going to happen.
Second American Civil War breaking out.
The U.S. has a 30% chance of devolving into a civil war.
Could you imagine a scenario where, say, the election happens early November and Donald Trump wins the election, and then a few weeks later, we walk...
If you notice, they keep highlighting so-called rich men, right? They keep showing you people with so-called power because their trust is in Egypt and their trust is in their fiat currency, all right?
Right.
So 18 Thessalonians 13:23.
Okay. It says Ecclesiasticus, right?
13:23.
Okay. 13:23. So Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach 13:23, and it reads, Khan. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue.
That's why he has so much views.
And look at what he,
right. So
right.
It'll get into it though, but they use Donald Trump, Warren Buffett, and whatever like that loser's name was, right? And then you want to hear what they're doing and what they're saying and what they're taking their money out of from and where they put their money to. So you want to see what they're doing.
God. And look at what he saith. They extol it to the clouds.
God.
But if the poor make speak,
That's
if
right.
the poor man speak,
That's right. So when we make our videos, you can see we get a bit of views, 6, if you get 20, you're like, oh, got 20 views, right? Nobody hears what we're saying because, we don't look the part, right? We're seen as the rejects, and I came out before as dogs, right? Mangy dogs, right? Keep reading.
It says, they say, what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him.
That's right. So they love to see that laws being passed where we get arrested, we're persecuted, because best believe that law that's passed in England about that man get 20 months for some speech he made.
Yeah,
that's just a prequel to the sequel, and the sequel being us. We're the ones that's causing the rift and the uprising and the uproar and the frequency, the vibration, right? Where this kingdom is falling down. We're the ones speaking against this kingdom, right, in a righteous manner. So best believe those laws were tailored for us, but they got to put some fall guy to make it seem like it's for anybody who talks against the system. It's mainly for us.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep, that's right.
What?
Walk into a situation where he's found guilty of all charges or some charges. Could you imagine what would likely happen inside of America? It would probably be a pretty nasty scenario. Hopefully we don't see, that chain of events unfold. But when you look at what these billionaires are doing, they're preparing for a black swan. They're preparing for some major event that could happen. Ray Dalio issued a warning 3 years ago saying that he sees America's decline will upend lives, not just portfolios. Ray Dalio says America's decline will upend lives, not just portfolios. The billionaire investor who built the world's largest hedge fund.
In 1992, when Ross Perot ran for president, the debt was about $4 trillion. It has now surpassed $35 trillion.
Interest rates have got to go up, or what they do is they have to print money.
So this isn't some fly-by-night guy. He built the largest hedge fund from the world. He's saying that America is going, it's going down, right? It's going in a bad direction. He's saying that there's more than a 30% chance of a civil war, right? What do you think is likely going to happen? Well, I'm going to tell you what I think is going to happen in this video, because when you look at what central banks are doing, they're buying tons of gold.
Recently, a lot of the central banks in the world have been buying gold. They've been buying more gold now in the last 12 months than probably any time since the early 70s.
You look at what these billionaires are doing, they're buying farmland. Why? Because the hedge.
Now, when you look up, for those of you at home, go look up the 7 stages of war. And it goes through all the different stages of war. And at the end, it's basically you have people investing in gold, because again, the scriptures say riches are translated, right, from kingdom to kingdom, roughly paraphrasing. So in the past and in history, gold and silver did work to revive a kingdom, because that is a standard unit of money, right? And it's you can't cheat, gold and silver like you can cheat fiat currency. So it always balanced out and worked out for the economy, or for the kingdom coming up over the next kingdom, to use gold and silver as a base line of currency. I'll just use that word for lack of a better term, to stabilize the economy. That worked. But we're saying that this time it's not going to work, because why? Yahweh Shai is going to invade the United States of America and the earth. You see? So in the past, you had all these kingdoms and empires rule, but the time of prophecy for Yahweh Shai to come and take back his rulership, right, that was given to him and promised to him by the Heavenly Father, was now in this time that we're in. So these guys are, because these economists and these financial experts, they go into history. They go all the way back into Egypt. How did Egypt come into power? How did the Assyrians come into the power? How did the Babylonians, the Greeks, the Romans, and so on and so forth come into power? And everything is traced back by having gold and silver. And obviously, the number one resource is slaves, right? Human resources, number one resource. But you have gold and silver right along with that. But no one is anticipating for Yahweh Shai to come back, other than the top wicked elites, and take back his kingdom. So as we get these scriptures, it's gonna, make more sense as to why gold and silver is not going to work now, because this is the time of the Most High's judgment and his anger and his fierce anger to be released on the earth. primarily America, which is Babylon the Great.
I have a quick precept.
Con, go ahead.
This is 2nd Ezra 15, verse 16. And a point will be in, I'll read up to verse 19 actually, but the point will be in verse 16. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." And the whole sedition is pretty much going into anarchy, a civil war. And that's what's being talked about in the video or the clip that we're watching. And he said it's an unfortunate thing. You know, it's unfortunate if we have to go that route. But like you said about how the Lord is going to bring judgment, we're in the time of judgment, so it has to happen. And everything is being set for sedition, from the standard of living going up, from the food prices going up, from the bad leaders that we have, how folly is set in great dignity. Where you can't, you really can't make sense of the reality that you're living in. And that's, you know, that's further frustrating the people. They're getting angry, right? So it's just going to keep piling up and piling up until, you know, it boils over. And that's what we're reading about. So it says, "They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." And that's true. They're not going to listen to Trudeau. They ain't going to listen to Trump. As much as they love Trump, they ain't going to listen to him. Trump is actually going to run away. He's going to go in a bunker and run away from the same people that he's seeking votes from. Right? So they're all not going to help you in those days. Now, it said actions shall stand in their power. That means people are going to bear arms, and they're going to take to the streets. They're going to form militias, right? They're going to get guns. They're going to shoot. They're going to do their own thing and establish their own power. Verse 17, "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able." And that could be because of warlords, or it could also go into martial law. You won't be able to move and about. And that's something that we've never experienced before. Well, living over here in Canada, the world has experienced it, but we haven't. Verse 18, "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." And and it's because of your pride. Even though you're saying it's unfortunate that this is going to happen, it's unfortunate, but it's because of your pride. And we know what the scripture says about pride. Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty look before a fall. Right? So all that pride you're going through, you're set up to fall, buddy.
That's right.
You're set up
That's
to
right.
fall. And
That's
there's
right.
nothing you can do. "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." And this is where you're going to see good people turn into bad people, because simply they don't have anything. They can't provide for themselves. They can't do anything for their family. And this is where you're going to see the weak men of society rise up and start being very mean. All the men that are treated bad in this society, they're going to get back. This is the time they're going to get payback. And you're going to see a lot of angry men come out of the woodwork. A lot of angry men. There's a lot of angry men in the society, and we haven't seen it yet, but we're going to see it in that day. That's it.
I got actually the same thing you got. I'm reading the GNT. I'm gonna start from 12, 2nd Ezra 15 and 12. And the GNT says, "The whole land will be in mourning. It will be shaken to its foundation when I, the Lord, Yahweh Shai, strike it and pound on it. The farmers will mourn because their seed will fail to sprout, and their trees will be destroyed by blight, hail, and terrible storms." And this is why this devil's been able to push this climate change nonsense, climate change, carbon footprint, when he's the one behind the climate being destroyed, right? You have the HARP, right? The HARP system, right? And you have chemtrails, you have GMO mosquitoes, you have, you know, all sorts of things that are destroying the climate. And so he could forward, ultimately, this is a path towards the MOTB, right? It goes on to say, "The world and the people that are in it are doomed. The war that will bring their destruction is very near," which is World War III. Okay, but it's going to be civil unrest. It's like a prelude to what's going to happen on the global scale. It says nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations. There will be, and that's true because you have all kinds of different nations in America, here, even here in Canada, especially with all these new migrants coming in. All various nations are going to be warring against each other. It says, and then that's going to turn into a global war between nations. It says there will be great political turmoil, with one group trying to overpower another and gain control while ignoring the legitimate government.
Yeah, anarchy.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
There will no longer be free access to the cities, and like the brother Kabar said, man, that goes into martial law. And another thing they've been coining a lot is 50-minute cities. You know, that was hot coming out in the news a couple months ago, a couple years ago, and it's kind of died down now. But 50-minute cities is still a thing where you're not going to everything they want you to sit at home, and everything you need is going to be 50 minutes away from you. And it's funny because ever since CVID happened, majority of people are working from home, so they're already right where they need to be for Esau to establish and push the 50-minute city, you know, throughout the earth. It says because the struggle for power will bring destruction, terror, and total confusion wherever people live. Driven by famine and terrible suffering, people will assault their neighbors and mercilessly plunder their possessions.
Yeah, man.
Real demons out here, man. Yeah, that's the point. That's the point. So let's go back to this video.
Against inflation, and it's a hedge for safety. That's what it is. You look at what Warren Buffett's doing. He's unloading stock. He's selling tons of Apple stock.
Berkshire sold another 115 million shares of Apple in this last quarter.
He's selling, it seems like, stock every single day at Bank of America.
Warren Buffett's selling spree of Bank of America continues with an unloading of an additional 24.7 million shares.
All of these billionaires are doing something, and they're all doing it together. Selling. They're trying to dump and unload their shares before a big storm. If you look at the yield curve, you start to look at what's actually happening structurally in the economy, you'll see very, very clearly we're walking into a very big problem. In this video, we'll break it down for you. Please hit the like button, hit the like button, people share the content, educate more people about what's unfolding in America. And today's video is sponsored by Gold Mining Inc., stock ticker GLDG. But more on that in just a little bit. Take a look at this. So central bank gold buying has reached record levels in 2024, driven by countries seeking to reduce reliance on the dollar. The Federal Reserve balance sheet is still 680% higher than pre-2008 crisis, despite a 20%
thing is a month.
Huh?
The gold that they're buying is certificates. So they're not actually buying the tangible gold and holding on to it. They're buying certificates stating that we have this much amount of gold. So when shit hit the fan, they really don't have anything. Just a piece of paper saying, so
wow.
size out.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. Funny, man.
Esau,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, man. Devil, real shrewd. Wow.
22.
Yeah, I have the precept for that. What was this? Can I go to it real quick? Let me just get to it.
Hold up.
James?
There's about 20 seconds left. So
Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. Bring it up.
Gold is outperforming tech stocks this year, and investors, Bank of America says. You have gold is outperforming tech stocks this year, and investors should keep buying, Bank of America says. This came out about a week ago, August 23rd. Says investors should buy gold even as the metal hovers around record highs, according to Bank of America investment strategist. In a note on Thursday, Harnett said investors should do what central banks are doing, buy gold. That's because interest rate cuts from the Federal Reserve in the coming months pose a risk to stoking a rebound in inflation next year. Real assets like gold have historically performed well during bouts of inflation. Harnett's comments come amid a record rally in the precious metals, with gold prices surging about 20% year to date, outpacing the gains of the S&P 500 by a few percentage points and outperforming technology stocks. So you have this unfolding right now inside of gold. Then you have the S&P 500 tumbles.
Right. So basically, the idea for this clip was that, as well with the economy crash and civil war, they're pushing you towards the answer of gold. Buy gold. Do what these, like you said, Kazak, do what these rich men are doing.
Gone.
Right? They're extolling their words to the clouds. Right? Literally, an internet cloud. You know, telling you do what they're doing. Buy gold. Buy gold. Buy silver. Buy gold. Right? But this is what the scriptures say about all of that. So go ahead, Malak. You say you have some research on that.
Yeah, James. Yeah, James
Okay.
5. James 5 and 3.
Yeah. You're rich, man. I'm gonna get that in the NLT.
Yeah, start from verse 1 to 3. To the point.
Yeah, one of the brothers posted that actually on the comment board. So that's
Oh, they
good.
posted it? Oh,
Yeah,
praise
I seen it. I was saving it for when we get to this point.
Mhm. And you can read to 4. James 5, 1 to 4. Still. Mhm.
Okay, so James chapter 5, verse 1, and this is in NLT. It says, warning to the rich. So it says, look here, you rich people, weep and groan with anguish because of all the terrible troubles ahead for you, of you. Your wealth is rotten away, and your fine clothes are moth-eaten rags. Which just means, it's another way of saying what the scriptures say about the fashion of this world passes away. Okay. Your gold and silver have been worthless. The very wealth you are counting on will eat away your flesh like fire. This treasure you have accumulated will stand as evidence against you on the day of judgment. Right. Why is that? Because it was stolen. It was riches gotten by deceit. What does the scripture say? Riches gotten by deceit.
The king is translated to another.
Because riches gotten by injuries and deceit.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And that's why they're translated. Exactly. So that's why it's going to be, it's going to stand against them as on the judgment day. Because that's how they got it. Okay. Injury and deceit. It says, verse 4, for listen, hear the cries of the field workers. We went into that, right? Whom ye have cheated of their pay. The wages you held back cry out against you. Right, and that plays out in the cost of living going up, but then your pay and your job is not matching the cost of living. It's staying. It's actually decreasing. The cries of those who harvest your fields have reached the ears of the Lord Yahweh Shai of heaven's armies. You have spent you have spent your years on the earth in luxury, satisfying your every desire. You have fattened yourselves for the day of slaughter. Last verse, you have condemned and killed innocent people who do not resist you.
Right. That's right. Prepare slaughter. Yeah. I was just thinking of Isaiah 14:21, but you don't have to go there. But yeah, and it says it there in reference, right? It has gone up to Yahweh Shai, right? The Lord of Sabaoth. Okay, that's where it is right now, and he's just about going to deal severe judgment, right, to these wicked leaders and you wicked leaders in Israel that's joined to him, right? So yeah, destruction is coming, right? It's coming. This thing is finished. Hey, we know it, and that's our prayer. Okay, the Lord of Harvest, the Lord of Sabaoth. Okay,
I got this here in Ezekiel 7:19 in NLT. It says, they will throw their money in the streets, tossing it out like worthless trash. Their silver and gold won't save them on the day of the Lord's judgment. Yahweh Bashim's anger. It will neither satisfy nor feed them. Right. Because exactly, man. Gold and silver, it's not going to in that day, people are really only going to give a shit about food. That's it.
Well, people are going to be lawless, right? It's not lawless, that beast state mind because of living in Babylon.
Yeah, that wine, they realized that wine was shit. That wine was dirty. It was fake. All of those philosophies, everything they told us are complete lies. All right. And they're mad as hell because all the other crises, your brothers mentioned them, a few of them, right? While the economy, there's a financial meltdown and economic crisis and seditions, right? And social upheavals. There's pandemics happening, right? They promised them, oh, we're going to get you up, get you through the pandemic. It didn't work. Global warming is happening. Terrorist false flags, generalized wars. Everything is happening. Everything that these people said that they're going to take care of, these politicians said they're going to take care of the people, right, is multiplied in wickedness, right? It's right before their eyes. Everything is falling apart, right? And it's going to start with that crash, right? And while that's happening, you have also assassination attempts, which people realize it's a crock of shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Attack on rogue states, all that stuff going on over there with Lebanon. Hey, the people are watching, okay? But the Lord put a spirit on them, to wake up to see the destruction that wine from Babylon is just complete poison, right? Stage alien contacts. We can go on and on, man. But as the brothers mentioned at the beginning of this conversation that we're having with you people, right? Namely the elect, excuse me for saying you people, but for you people that will see it, that will continue to scoff, man. You have no clue in regards to these crises when it kicks off. They're all going to be multiplying at once, all together, right? They're highlighted right now. The Lord is in His mercy highlighting it for the elect to bring it to you people. But anyway, that's all I got on that, man.
That's right. And it goes on to say, it will neither satisfy nor feed them, for their greed can only trip them up. And you women are second on that list after food. Remember that. You women are second after people, get their food, they want pleasure. So the women are second on that list. So it says, they were proud of their beautiful jewelry and used it to make detestable idols and vile images. Therefore, I will make all their wealth disgusting to them. Right? And in the ancient world, that's what people would do with their riches, with their gold and silver. They would melt it down and make gold and gods out of it and whatnot. But now you fast forward to today, they just worship. They worship the gold and silver. They worship their riches. So that's likened to them making it a god, an idol. Mm-hmm. Right? So there's no new thing under the sun.
That's right. Idol.
Well, what does a Negro do as soon as he makes some money? Makes a Jesus piece, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there you go. That's a good example. Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna grab two more here real quick. Next one here is Proverbs 11 and 4. Mm-hmm. What time is it?
I have a precept if you don't have one.
No, I got one real quick and then you get yours.
Okay.
This is Proverbs 11 and 4. It says, riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. Straightforward, right.
Man. Beautiful. The just shall live by his faith.
We know death is synonymous to Esau, Edom. So the Most High, will deliver us from Esau, Edom, as long as He find us to be righteous.
That's right.
That's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Kabar.
Okay, so I have one precept here. This is Exodus chapter 32, verse 19, going into Moses' anger. When this is when they came out of Egypt and then they built up the golden calf. But there was a nice point here where Moses, through his anger, he made them drink that gold, that idol that they made, and that's how unprofitable it is. These idols can't do anything for you. So you're going to be drinking your gold and silver in that day. You're not going to be spending it. You're not going to be worshiping it. Because really, who are you supposed to be worshiping? You're supposed to be worshiping Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
Right. And that was the ultimatum. That was the verdict after this. He's like, the ones of you that are with Yahweh Shai stand on this side. The ones that are not, stand over there. And the ones that weren't, they were put to death. So that's what it's going to be at the end of the day. Yeah. So this is Exodus chapter 32, verse 19. And it came to pass, as soon as he came nigh unto the camp, that he saw the calf and the dancing, and Moses' anger waxed hot, and he cast the tables out of his hands and brake them beneath the mount. And he took the calf which they had made, and burnt it in the fire, and ground it to powder, and strawed it upon the water, and made the children of Israel drink of it. And Moses said
Mm.
unto Aaron, what did this people unto thee, that thou hast brought so great a sin upon them? And Aaron said, let not the anger of my Lord wax hot. Thou knowest the people, that they are set on mischief. For they said unto me, make us gods, which shall go before us. For as for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is because of him. So they lost faith, and then, their folly, right? That's our people, they're kind of, aloof,
Faithless. Yeah, aloof.
faithless.
Yeah.
So that's really the reason why these people trust in idols and their money is because they have no faith, really, at the end of the day. But faith is what's going to deliver you. The ones of you that are going to serve Yahweh Shem Yoshai stand on this side. The ones of you that don't, amen, judgment is going to fall upon you.
That's right. That's right.
So that was it.
Like just to add to the bars point, look how they analyze these music artists and everyone in the industry. Like they cry, they faint, they go crazy.
Yeah, that's right. You got all the chains. They got a rapper called 2 Chains or whatever his name is.
Be drinking.
Okay, so let's get into the MOTB aspect as we've been talking about it. This is another article, and it just says here: Amazon wants your palm, and TSA wants your face. What saying yes will mean for the future? And it says here, I don't need to bring my wallet or phone when I stop at Whole Foods anymore. I can pay with my palm instead. All I had to do was sign into the Amazon One app, give Amazon permission to use my body's unique data, aka biometrics, and take a photo of each of my palms. Amazon used those photos to generate a number-based representation called a palm signature. In its cloud, then deleted the images. The company says, after I choose a credit card to link my palm, I visit my nearby Whole Foods. I hover my hand over a palm sensor at checkout and walked out with a box of chocolate chip protein bars. Right, so it's the MOTB is here, man. It's I mean, I don't know how we know how you guys don't see it. Really, at this point, the Most High, it's always been like that, but the Most High just doesn't want you to see it. Okay, it's blatant. Okay, it says more companies and government agencies out in the wild want to read our body parts. The Transportation Security Administration, TSA, for example, started scanning passengers' faces instead of checking IDs. These groups say the biometric process are meant to eliminate frictions, save time, and reduce lines. While they might resemble the fingerprints and facial recognition systems we've used for years, these services are different. Our phones and laptops keep our biometric information to themselves. To work, public-facing services collect the extract data linked to you and store it in the cloud. So everything is going to. That's why you got the IoT and IOB, Internet of Things and Internet of Body. Right, and these guys, these world leaders have been on the record for saying that they want to make you the smartphone. They want to make you the information that's going to be there, upload you on the internet, basically, and all that's MOTB.
I'm just selective, brother. I'm just laughing because we've done so many videos in the spirit on this character that came on, the little skinny guy. I can't call his name. You know what I'm talking about? And he was always saying his favorite term is hackable. Right. You humans are hackable. And so going back to what you mentioned there in regards to the mark of the beast is here, and it says that your head and your hand needs to be given. And so it's the cerebrum, the cerebrum, which is the animal aspect of the brain. They call it Esau calls it the animal brain. It's your lower brain, and that's where it's called a smart center, but it's really attacking the hypothalamus that controls that aspect, that area of the brain, right? That reports to the pineal, and this man wants to hack that thing, man.
Yeah.
Hey, it's great. It's here. So anyway, I just want to say that real quick, and it's that region, okay, the cerebrum, which is the animal aspect of the brain. He cannot. He's not permitted to do the front lobes, but he knows that he can control these people from animal state. All right,
So
by controlling the hypothalamus. Anyway, that's the point.
He wants to spiritually hijack the Most High's seat.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's gonna
he's trying. He's going to take your soul, basically.
Yeah, basically hack you to death. You animal. That's what he's saying.
It says,
oh yeah,
yeah. Go ahead.
It's Isaiah 36:6.
All right.
Just one precept. This is going into the MOTB.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah chapter 36:6 in the King James, it says, "Lo, thou trusteth in the staff of this broken reed."
And that's concerning Egypt.
Right?
It's concerning Egypt, and the broken reed is basically speaking about frailty, like it's weak. Right? It's not a strong structure. Keep going.
On Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it.
So that's what going into the MOTB,
Mm-hmm.
right? You're gonna trust into Egypt and all their madness, right? And telling you the only way you can get up whatever situation they put you in, right? This is what you have to accept, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is what the world is being corralled into, a mindset that this is the way out, trusting in Pharaoh, right? Modern day Egypt, which America, the system.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, so is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him.
That's right, man. A broken reed, man. That's all he is.
That's right.
Real.
That's right.
And that's what the report is about. The report is about what this one is doing, what that one is doing, not knowing it's all the Lord. The Lord says Esau is the end of the world. This is your end, man. There's no more. There's no more ointment. They said we would have healed Babylon.
That's right.
But there's no more coming back. Right? There's no more making it great again. Right?
That's
and it was
right.
never great for righteousness. It was always great for wickedness, man.
Right.
So this is almost like calling it, right? And I'm shedding light on the scriptures and bringing forth clarity that, listen, you've leaned on Egypt and they were going to a man's hand and they pierced it.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's the MOTB scripture, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it on that.
Right. Beautiful.
Finishing up this article here, it says, so it says here, to work public facing services collect and extract data linked to you and store it in the cloud that brings greater potential security risk and a new set of concerns for you, the consumer. And it goes on and on. But that's mainly the main points I want to get concerning MOTB. All these major, like Amazon is a major corporation. You know, Amazon One is a major corporation for shipping and delivery. Everybody uses it worldwide. And for them to go into the biometrics of getting your hand, your palm read, and the TSA, which is, you know, your travel, your Transportation Security Administration, going into reading your face, that's huge. Most people that want to deal with shipping and handling, getting your delivery packages, if you don't have the MOTB, you can't order anything off of Amazon. If you want to go traveling from place to place, city to city, guess what? You have to get the MOTB. If you don't, you can't do that. You know, so we see what's coming down the pipe. I got two precepts here that I'll end off with. First one here is Job 5 and 12 in the King James. And, brothers chime in if you want to break it down. It says here, Job 5 and 12, he disappointeth the device of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. And I'm pretty sure on the back of the dollar bill, it talks about how the Lord, the God has granted, and the God we trust has granted them to permit their enterprise. The enterprise, roughly paraphrasing, the enterprise goes into what? The New World Order, which access to the New World Order, all right, it's going to be MOTB. Okay. It says, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong. They meet with darkness in.
By the way, Salak, just for the brothers, or whoever's watching, it's on the $1 bill. It's Novus Ordo Seclorum, which just simply means New World Order, right? So that's what it really means. It's a New World Order that they're bringing. So the New World Order consists of the beast system and the MOTB, right? So if you don't have those things, if you're not down with the beast or with the chip or the MOTB, basically you're not a part of this new age that they're bringing. You're going to be killed or taken care of. That's what it is. Yeah.
That's right. Beautiful. And when you go to, I got this, I'm not going to read the article, but the headline says most people have no idea that the summit of the future will create UN 2.0 on September 22nd and 23rd. Okay, so they're moving, man. They're moving.
That's a flat earth there, brother. Wow.
If you know, you know.
Exactly. But that's this precept too. It says they meet with darkness in the daytime and grope in the noonday as in the night.
That's right. And that daytime is now. Like they should be watching our videos to see what's the end result, right? So they're meeting in the daytime, which is now, and they're still groping around as if they don't know what's to come. We're telling you what's to come. Right. What you're seeing is Revelation 11:11, us standing upon our feet, right? And great fear is falling upon you wicked people, man, you heathens, right? And you 2/3 too. We know you're scared.
Yep.
Right? Because you love being oppressed, you love being extorted, right?
That's right.
This is what you think is right. You like hearing the smooth things. You don't like hearing the truth.
Yeah. That's a good point. You brought up the noonday. That's a good point you brought up about the noonday, because it says they grope. It says they grope in the noonday. So, like you said, even though Esau, it just shows you his pride. Even though these guys plan all these things for the New World Order and everything like that, they're still unsure.
God.
They're still unsure. They're not. They're like, because that's why they're really watching the Israelites, starting with GMS, right, the apostles and elders on down, with what we're saying, like you said, what the scriptures say and everything like that, and then they're watching, the heavens to see when Yahushua is going to come back. That they're also planning to fight against Yahushua.
Right.
So even though they're prideful about setting up their system, they're still unsure if they're really going to fulfill it or not.
That's right.
That's right.
Like I said, it's in noonday, and noonday is when the sun is at the highest point. So all the light's been shed forth, and the light comes by way of this truth.
Right?
And they're walking like this is some caveman days, right? The unga bunga, like they know that we're the Israelites, and we're telling them what's to come.
Go ahead, Shema. I know you wanted to add something.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, 2/3 want to retire here, man.
God.
2/3 wants to get a plaque. He wants to get a plaque from Esau, for his good work, his merit, his good service, and cookies. Brother Raquai put it in the comment board.
Yeah, Khan, I just seen that still.
Some guy got cookies. You know what I mean? So yeah, Jake 2/3 Jake is through out here, man.
Good.
Yeah. Let me get
First thing-
three. Yeah, go ahead.
First thing Jake says to you, man, is yeah, what are you gonna do what's your plan for retirement? You know?
Yeah.
I got this put down, I got that put down, I'm gonna do this. Get out of here with that shit, man.
This man told me today that Halton, the police up in Newmarket, that they're hiring. Yeah. So I told him my age. It doesn't matter, man. You can get a good pension. You're there.
It's true.
You should get on.
If you're applying, right away, they will take you.
Yeah. Their inward thought is that their houses will continue forever.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I'm gonna get a couple of precepts off the comment board here. This is from Maya Ka'ala 144. It says Proverbs 10:2. Treasures of wickedness profit nothing, but righteousness delivereth from death. That's right.
That's right.
Brother Require, Flo and Brook, Proverb or Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach 20:30. Wisdom that is hid and treasures that is hoarded up. What profit is it in them both? That's right.
That's right.
And again, Maya Ka'ala, 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. That's right. We know what he's up to. And this is from GMS History of Yahweh from the Elder Shalom, Sirach 10:7, GNT, and also 8. Arrogance and injustice are hated by both the Lord, Yahweh Shem El Shai, and people.
Mm-hmm.
Injustice, arrogance, and wealth causes nations to fall from power.
Right.
That's all
watching it.
Is.
All praises, yeah. Simply put.
And others then rise to take their place. That's it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Kingdoms.
That's Daniel 7:18. Yeah. Don't go there.
Yeah. I'll finish up here. Then I got one more. This is Job 5:14. They meet with darkness in the daytime and grope in the noonday as night, but he saveth the poor from the sword, right? Persecution and the slandering, right? They're going to put us under heavy slandering and they're going to basically demonize us. That's also a form of the sword. From their mouth, exactly. From the sword, from their mouth, and from the hand of the mighty. So the poor hath hope, and the iniquity stoppeth their mouth. All right, and then I'm gonna get this.
And the poor doesn't mean some guy with a Tim Hortons cup, right, knocking your window, man.
Got any change?
This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5:1 in the NLT. Now concerning how and when all these things will happen, dear brothers and sisters, we don't really need to write you, for you know quite well that the day of the Lord returns, the day of the Lord's return will come unexpectedly, like a thief in the night.
Mm-hmm.
When people are saying everything is peaceful and sure and secure, then disaster will fall on them as suddenly as a pregnant woman's labor pains begins. And there will be no escape, right? And you know, again, we just finished reading and watching, you know, clips of people saying, well, the peace and safety or the security is in gold and silver, right? But as well as you have the spirit that these people are in, starting with you Israelites, is that everything is peaceful and secure. Even if no one is telling you everything is peaceful and secure, you're still in that spirit because you want Esau's kingdom to continue forever. Because you don't see the kingdom of heaven, which is the kingdom of Yahweh Shai, being established on earth. So whether someone is telling you that peace and safety is here or not, if you're not the whole full elect, you're in that spirit anyways. Okay. It says, then disasters will fall on them suddenly as a pregnant woman's labor is pain, and there will be no escape. But you aren't in dark. You are in the dark about these things, dear brothers and sisters. And you won't be surprised when the day of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahshua, comes as like a thief. For you are all children of the light and of the day. We don't belong to darkness and night. So be on your guard, not asleep like others. Stay alert and be clear-headed. Night is the time when people sleep, and basically stay in the spirit, man. Stay in the spirit. It says night is a time when people sleep and drinkers get drunk, right? So when there's no answers and there's a bunch of confusion, that's when people are the most drunk. Okay. It says, but let us who live in the light be clear-headed, protected by the armor of faith and love, which is the action word, obedience, and wearing as our helmet the confidence of our salvation. So basically, how should I say, wherever your mind, wherever your treasure is, there so also will your heart be. There will your heart be also. So our minds, our main focus is salvation. Everything we do is predicated on the hope that we're going to be saved. It says, verse 9, for Yahweh Bashim Shai chose to save us through our Lord Yahushai, Hamashiach, not to pour out his anger on us. That's it. That's all I got. Any other precepts before we close up?
Real quick, if you could, because you brought out the Job 5 and 12, right? So I just wanted to go to Job 14, 4 and 5. If you could just read those two, because this man is offering, he's offering his juking system, and also he's also telling you that there's no more money in the till, and this and that, and he has also a so-called reset system for you. Well, we know otherwise that this is the Lord's show, and he controls both the right and the left. So Job 14, 4 and verse 5, right?
So Job 14 and 4, it says, who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one. Right? So those, basically that means those who are have the lot of being wicked are going to be wicked. That's it. You can't make them righteous, man. So that also shows you that the Most High doesn't love everybody. Verse 5, seeing his days are determined, the number of his month are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
That's right. Beautiful. Yeah, I remember you brought it out as well, and they know that these people are doing things that they're not sure what they're doing, man. All right. But the Lord already put the instruction inside their head in what they're going to accomplish, because they're bound.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to bring that out. So that's all I got.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful. So I'm assuming that's it for precepts. Yeah, we're gonna close up, man. Lord willing, this was edifying to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. And let me just stop my share here. And we're gonna give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Bahadash. All right, double honors to the apostles, bishops, and the elders of great millstone who rule well and have taught us this word in truth and sincerity. And peace and mercy to the hopeful elect that's pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. And the rest of you that sincerely believe, peace and mercy to you and your household. The water for the brothers posting up all the precepts. We couldn't get to all of them, but I saw a lot of beautiful precepts on there. And yeah, once again, Lord willing, this was edifying to the hopeful elect. All right. So Abba, Mashallah, and Shabbat Shalom to the hopeful elect.
Shalom.